Oh, actually, you know what I should do with these resources that I'm hoovering back up again? Let's grab titanium. Let's just start making super alloy out of this stuff. Because at this point, we've got enough of these big... big generators. Okay, let's just do super alloy. I need... Oh, the ice is not helpful. And I need silicon. Yeah, we have more resources than we know what to do with, so let's just... Oops. Let's actually start converting an amount of this over. I'll have to remember to retrieve that fertilizer when I get the chance. Three of that, one more iron. Three of those. More super alloy. Yeah, so this is why super alloy crafting is actually really nice. Because otherwise I just have a bunch of this garbage sitting around and clogging everything. Need more aluminum. I apparently have way too much cobalt, which I was not expecting. Let's see, move these over. Should be good. Okay. Do I have enough for 2 more? Hopefully. There we go. That should be enough. Let's move everything over, take this back, move these over, take these back. There we go. That gives us a little bit of space. I think eventually we can make it so that the crafting machine can pull from nearby chests, and that is going to solve a lot of my problems. All this Nurgle Plague talk makes me want to play Darktide again. Yeah. I need to play Darktide. I haven't actually... I played a little bit of it at launch when it was at its worst, and then I have not been back, and I feel bad about that, because it's a good game. So now what? Biodome? Oh, I'm going to need more sulfur. I could do that. Oh, did I take all of the... Yeah, I took all the resources out of the back. Let's see. Move these over. Drop those down. I got into Warhammer Age of Sigmar this year. Because Shell's always wanted to get into the Sylvaneth, which is like the Druidy faction. This should surprise literally no one. And they also had a really good sale on the starter box for Skaven Tide. Okay, silicon and some more titanium. And so as a result, yeah, we got a spearhead for Skaven, for Stormcast, and for Sylvaneth. And then Shell wanted another one, and then I wanted another one. Now I have like 5 armies. Okay, right. I was going to put stuff in the back of the box here. Oh, no, it's in the container. Let's restock while we're inside. Beans, and we can drink a water. Okay. I'm going to need a number of things, but I'm actually probably going to need sulfur. Let's see if this car can actually go up hills. Maybe. Yeah, have yet to play Darktide myself, heard a lot of people disliked it. So the very beginning of it was kind of rough. It was hard, and there were connectivity issues, and oh, this is a fun boyo. F4? Hey, yeah, perfect. Come on, lad. You can do it. Nope. I can tell that this was not made with the car in mind. But yeah, so I think Darktide just had progression issues and connection issues back in the day, and also just difficulty. Supposedly, is it Fat Shark? The developers have been doing a really good job of like making it good, and I think the most recent DLC people didn't like that much, or were kind of meh on, but they liked the other new class. I forget. But I think Darktide's actually in a very good spot. So if you have yet to get into, it, but you liked Vermintide, or if you liked Vermintide, or if you liked Left 4 Dead, it's probably worth a look. I should do another video on it though. Wonder how many of your armies are painted and assembled. Assembled all but one of them. I got the Chaos Dwarfs, the Hellsmiths of Hashit box, but that's currently sitting in my closet. Because I kind of burnt out on assembling. I think it's like a 3k army for Stormcast, and it's a lot of spearheads otherwise. I actually don't have any, like, that many full 2k armies. Because I have both Stormcast spearheads, which I then spun out into a full army. I have both Osiarch spearheads, which is the Bone IRS. And I'm planning on turning that into a full army, but I need some heroes to round it out. I have the Caradron, which are the Skyship Capitalist Dwarves. I have the 1.5 spearheads for that one. The other one I'm close to completing. I just need to get like one more box from a magazine subscription service that sells like really cheap Warhammer models while they're still in stock, and has been very convenient for collection. And then I have, yeah, the Hellsmiths of Hashit and a box of Skaven. Unfortunately, Skaven's kind of hit and miss for me. I want them to do a refresh on a bunch of models before I actually like start collecting Skaven. And then as part of that magazine subscription, they had the Iron Jaws, which are like the heavily armored Age of Sigmar orcs. They had them, a couple of their sets, but specifically they had the big mainline unit, who's affectionately known as Cabbage. But it's Mega Boss on Mock Russia / Fist of Gork, Gordorak Fist of Gork, there we go. But normally that model sells for like 60 bucks, and so, or not 60 bucks. Normally it sells for 150. I got it for 60. And so I picked up 2 of them because there's an alternate build that's a non-named character that I can... Oh gosh. I just realized I'm running out of oxygen. I'm going to grab this sulfur and then let's go restock. I got a little filter base right there. This is why I build like little safety nodes everywhere, because I'm not paying attention to my oxygen. But I'm not going to let that stop me. Let's see. I'm going to put the 2 iron back. We can get more. Let's go back to the car. But yeah, so getting a $150 character for 60 bucks has now pushed me to also start collecting the Iron Jaws orcs. And for Black Friday, I'm going to spend probably more money than I ought to round that army out. And actually have like a full 2k orc army, which might be the first one I paint, actually, because they're really cool looking and also kind of simple, big shapes, and also their armor is like banana yellow and clearly like roughly made, and so if it looks a little rough on the painting, it kind of fits. I already know how to paint from going to art school, so at least I have like the baseline levels of quality, hopefully. We will see. It's probably not going to be as good as I want, and that's going to depress me a little bit. Spending more money than I should is why I had to stop. Yeah. For me, I have almost no expenditures. Currently don't have kids, don't have bills, don't have... Well, I mean, I have bills like everybody, but Not like huge ones that I need to be like terribly worried about. And so my solution to modern times was to, yeah, get really deep into board gaming and Warhammer. Because I needed some projects to do that did not involve being on a computer or a console or my phone. And so, yeah, Warhammer seemed like an actually good solution to modern times. It's about to ask, what's your secret? Well, I went to art school and then didn't actually get a career in art. Like, I mean, quite literally, I am immeasurably lucky. Becoming a YouTuber has more or less saved me from a life of not having money. I don't recommend it. It's probably almost impossible to replicate what I've done. And I don't think most people should try it unless they're in a secure spot. Okay, we don't want to go there yet. I actually want to go the other way. That was a funny sound effect. I didn't know this thing would donk. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, speaking of board gaming, my Children of Morta board game should be here on Monday. Ooh, so should mine. I usually don't sight unseen crowdfund stuff, but that one sounded really good. I also picked up the Dead Cells board game, but I didn't crowdfund that one. I've actually been pulling back pretty hard on crowdfunding. We have like 200 board games, and so it's kind of like, okay, we're hitting the point where we should probably get rid of some of these before we get more, because they're starting to spill out onto the floor. But then also, God, I love the extra storage space on this thing. It's so good. And we can make it bigger eventually. But yeah, we had way too many board games, need to cull some. And then also we're starting to hit to the point where we're running out of board games to buy that fit our preferences. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess we're just kind of done for now, and we'll pick up more board games later when we find things that fit. I have a number of board games that I'm going to say are kind of like on my eternal wish list. They're, I think the phrase is grail games. Games that, like, if you find them, you would buy them in a heartbeat if you got the chance to do so. And so I've got a number of games that kind of fall into that category. But there are few enough and far between that I'm not, like, rushing for any of them. Castles of Burgundy. Actually, I haven't played it, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but for me, why is there just a piece of super alloy hanging there? And can I pick it up? Because it seems like I might not be able to, and that's going to be tragic-ish. I've never played Castles of Burgundy. I don't generally like any game that even dabbles in realism. So anything that is just like medieval, No. And I can't tear that up because there's stuff there. Why is there a bunch of super alloy here? What happened? Was there a meteor shower that just dumped meteor? Huh, that's weird. Well, whatever. I don't know why there's super alloy there, but it's fine. We can always make more. Heck, we're probably going to have to make more here. Momentarily. Lake water collector. Don't know if I'm going to need that. But yeah, I'll give it a shot if it's convenient. But like I said, I have so many board games, it's kind of difficult for me to want to buy more. At least until I've cleared some of my collection out. Wait, no, we have just enough space for this one sulfur. Perfect. I wonder if you checked out Duckov yet. No, I'm not usually one for extraction shooters. So I usually don't go out of my way to play them. Unfortunately, the genre has also been, I'm going to say, it's targeted by some of the worst developers from what I've heard. Like, I don't like the people, I don't like the people behind Tarkov that much. And well, I mean, I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I did hear that there was a multiplayer mod that made it good. But, eh. Let's see. Okay, that's good. We should probably drink some water. I'll go dump some more things off. Actually, we're starting to hit a surplus on water, which is great, actually. So let's take the car, go back to that lake, I suppose. Oh wait, no, I did actually destroy that whole base, so never mind, I don't need to. I was gonna go recycle it and use the space. Let's see. Let's see how much algae we have, because I should be able to make at least a couple of those samples. After this. Not ready. 92% use. Scum. Okay, what about this? Is this done? Yes. I swear this used to be that much harder to collect from. I think they must have put the algae deeper down into the water. Okay. Who knew idler games on Steam today? What happened? Normally there's like one every few months, never 3 at once. It's because they realized it's extremely popular and profitable. Idler games are like the even easier to make versions of Bullet Heavens for developers that don't want to actually have to make a good game. Most of the time. There are actually a bunch of really good idlers out there, but there's a lot that are kind of so-so. We might need to get some more. Okay, I was going to make one of these. So I have the 2 bacteria samplers. We do have the 2 fertilizers, so yeah, we can actually make T2 biodome now. If I can figure out where I put that fertilizer. There it is. Personally, I don't mind deeply. I actually think idle and incremental games are really fun. But there have been a lot of really boring and bad ones recently, and so I've been kind of on their existence. Okay, so we now have this. This just generates tree bark for me. Oh. Well, that's nice. I don't think you can put anything in here. I feel like I'm the intended audience for idle games. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I like idle games a lot. I'm playing Evolve on the side monitor right now. I'd forgotten about it for a while. And then I was like, oh, I should do another video on Evolve. And then I remembered, oh, right. I have the turtle death cults that I need to finish working because the turtle race in, Evolve is, like, actively terrible if you get them too early. And, they were my second. And they starved to death. And so I, like, went back to the game just to see, like, oh, yeah, how far has it progressed? And everyone was dead except for, like, one farmer. Okay, let's actually just grab the rest of this. Let's keep making algae bits. Or bacteria samples. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff. And then I should probably go back to making fertilizer when I get the chance. Okay, so now we're making tree bark. I don't know if we need tree bark for anything. Let's see. Do I have any major progress? No. Well, I guess my best options here are... Let's go downstairs and actually see what we're limited on. One is all you need. Turtles. Maybe not so much so. Okay, oxygen. We're getting there. I think I just need more rockets. Foundation slope. Machine optimizer. Oh, that's kind of cool. Gas extractor. Biomass screen. Yeah, okay. Let's make some rocket engines. If I have the... Yes, I do. As many I can jam out. There we go. Now, we need two super alloy per engine, so we actually need 2 more of these. And then I need cobalt and silicon. I guess I'm not going to be able to get more than 3 rockets out. That's fine. That's pretty much all the inventory space I have. Oh, I guess the one problem is, do I want to do this? We do need the uranium. The main problem is I'm going to have to be running around grabbing oodles of uranium and iridium again in a way that's slightly annoying. Well. Hello, my monstrous child. Bring me with you. No! Your jittering is... Uh-oh. Tumble like a katamari across the wild planet side. Now take me with you again. Take me into your mass. Perfect. Oh no. Well, alright. I guess I've been rejected by my own fool of a child. However, my fool of a child has decided it wants to be a homebody. And just live here. Okay. Enough gallivanting and lollygagging. Let's go grab us some... Oh, and they just wink out of existence. My sons! Okay. Got anything else? I'm just gonna have to keep an eye out. Because, yeah, we want as much uranium as I can get my little fingies on. For a second, I thought the sparkle of the desert was actually me getting irradiated, and I was like, that's a mechanic in this game that I need to concern myself with? But no, it is not. Anything else on this one? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to probably do a second round on some of these. But that's okay. We may also want to take a quick break, run back home, and turn a number of these into rods. Let's see. Because otherwise this is going to be tricky. Aren't you glad the rockets here don't explode? Yeah. I should probably make the mapping screen at some point when I get the chance. I'm noticing this area over here is like catnip for asteroids. Or meteors. Like, I swear they've picked up at least like 4 recently. I wonder what happens if you get hit by one. I hope that happens on at least one of these playthroughs. Well, that one winked out of existence. And unfortunately not seeing where a lot of these are landing. But it's okay. The resources don't despawn that fast, so I can just run around and grab things. Let's see. Well, this is a nightmare to get into. Hey, new blueprint. Plant rocket. That feels concerning. And suddenly I'm reminded of a weird-ass animated French movie about a girl... Okay. Oh, I don't remember the name of this movie at all. Wait. If I'm wily, I can land right where this one's going to. So that's what happens. You take a meteor to the face and die. I kind of figured, but I was hoping it would be a little bit more immediate. Just insta-death. Alas. I know, we want to keep the other resources on hand. Okay. Well, at the very least, we're getting a decent chunk of stuff. This might be difficult to retrieve. I really wish there was like a hammer or a kick button. More games need a kick button. There's just something in my way. Yeet it out of here, please. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to come back and double check. Some of these things may have also landed in the water, which is going to be an inconvenience, but that's okay. They gave you that little bit of time to come to the conclusion that that was a dumb idea. Well, I think it's because even when you're at quote-unquote 0 health, you still have a little bit of time for that fade out. To like give you the chance to maybe recover. It does amuse me that it's my health system is my food system. And so it's not that I died from the impact of the meteor. It's that getting hit by the meteor made me so hungry that I starved to death. It's just really funny if you think about it for longer than a couple of seconds. I might actually want to rip up the other biodome so I can actually have like an intersection and add some more stuff. I can also send off another rocket if I want to. Two rockets. Let's do it. Look, if I'm going to be running around just grabbing random junk. No item to launch. Screw you, buddy. I have 2. Look at them jitter away. A more perfect pair. No, they've split. My Siamese rockets have separated. Oh well. Okay. I swear there's some iridium over here, but it is turned piss yellow and all of a sudden I can't see anything. Either that or that was there previously and it finally despawned. I have no idea. Stuck inside. There we go. Now my inventory is completely full. Or not full, empty, so I can grab as much of this stuff as I want. Oh, there's the 2 pieces of iridium. Yeah, it is so much harder to see iridium at a distance. While the, like, dust storm visual is going. That's an interesting limitation. Which just goes back to say more games need a piss filter. Actually, maybe they don't. Okay, there we go. Curious, wonder what aspect of this game is your favorite? Survival craft or recycling, saving the planet, or incremental progression? You know, honestly, I actually find the incremental progression on this one not as compelling as some others, just because it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of layers to it. It's mostly just slap down heat, pressure, and oxygen wherever. It feels like they could have maybe done a little bit better at, like, giving you reasons to do some of this stuff at very specific locations. As I actually think that would have been really cool. If you had to, like, go find key terraforming areas. Like, you know, here's, like, a place with a bunch of pressure. But you have to build, like, a structure on it and develop that to release the pressure safely without causing, like, a major issue. Because, yeah, as it stands, all of my terraforming is just, like, those structures there. I've done nothing else to actually build up because I haven't needed to. And some of that is just the settings I'm playing on. The double speed does make things faster, tremendously so. But even if I wasn't playing on double speed, I would still find this to be somewhat limited. Because, yeah, all of the points of interest are not, like, not really terraforming related. They're all just resources and loot. Well, I mean, loot resources, maybe like a smidge of lore. And there's another game called Wild Mender that is kind of on my to-do list. I don't think it's good enough for me to actually stream through. But one thing Wild Mender did was you were building like little groves. You had like a magical spring and you'd be planting plants around it to give you biodiversity. And you were like carving into the ground to create like riverbeds to have water flow down and stuff like that. And there's just a little bit more intentionality to it that made it actually very satisfying. It just, I don't think its mechanics were as good. It also had like a weird combat system, which felt strange and did not belong. But who knows, maybe I just need to put some more time into it and I will actually love it that much more. I don't know. Because I liked what I saw of that one, and would like to put more time into it when I get the chance. But very specifically, that one had just that level of extra intentionality that I wanted. For me, a lot of it is the recycling and the exploration element. I wouldn't call this a Metroidvania, per se, but it does have some level of that feeling that you have to unlock the world by doing various tasks, and you're slowly kind of peeling the game back as you do so. And that makes for a very satisfying core gameplay loop, in a way that I think a lot of survival crafters don't. It's honestly the same reason why I like Abiotic Factor and Death Stranding. As those games have a greater sense of kind of freedom in what you're doing and where you're doing it and how you're doing it. And it rewards you kind of accordingly. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other survival crafters I've really enjoyed recently, and I'm kind of coming up with a blank. We've played a number of them. Because we played, oh, what was it called? The bug one. The Honey I Shrunk the Kid survival crafter that Obsidian made. Grounded, there we go. I liked Grounded, but it kind of just felt empty. It was like a big open space. You were in a big open space, you did big open space things. Sometimes you'd find like a new dungeon to clear out, but most of the hard locking on where you went and how you and like what you did there was mostly limited based on were you well equipped enough to survive fighting the bugs there. And I didn't actually find that particularly enjoyable long term, because it was just kind of like, okay, we found a cool new area, I want to explore it. I immediately get jobbered by termites. Thanks. I don't necessarily hate that, but I find combat as a limiting factor to actually be the least compelling way of gating content in a video game. Same thing with like, you're not a high enough level. Like that sucks. It's not very fun. See, thought Grounded was amazing, but it's because you played it with someone with arachnophobia. As somebody with arachnophobia, it is a constant parade of trauma, kind of. Let's see. Watch my water. I'm not seeing too many other resources. I should go check that hillside again, because it tends to collect some. Ooh, bunch of iridium over here. Bunches. Water. Can you give me a few recommendations considering your knowledge? Looking for real-time tycoon game with logistics where you can drive a route or fly or sail. Let's see. If you choose, but the network keeps running while you do so. Oh, so it would be like if, it'd be like OpenTTD, except for you're driving one of the trucks around yourself as well. Yeah. Like, Satisfactory kind of comes to mind, but mostly just because, yes, you can hop in a truck and drive it around yourself. But otherwise, that's about it. Hopefully, eventually we get to the point where I can just quaff water from nearby lakes. Damn, we got a lot of stuff off of that. There's some. Okay, if there are more resources left... Oh, it's starting to just turn green there. That's nice. If there's more resources left, I don't know. I'm not going to go, like, too far out of my way for it. You know, honestly, it's going to sound weird. I'm still going to say Death Stranding. Not to say that the logistics goes on without you, per se, but Death Stranding 2 has, like, a tremendous amount of logistical structures that do run while you're off doing your own thing. So you can set, like, a monorail delivery and then go off and do other things while it travels from point A to point B. But you also have to deal with the fact that it is like a linear narrative single-player game, and also the logistics kind of caps out after a certain point. You do run out of things to do. I don't know. Watch your Riftbreaker video. Did you do more than that? So I did a full series of Riftbreaker back when it came out. Go grab our... Oh, algae. I did a full series on Riftbreaker when it came out, like full 1.0 playthrough. Didn't touch any of the DLC to completion. Would like to. However, I will tell you, it is one of the games that I think I've gotten every single Wholesome vs. Sunday crew member to agree that that would be fun, we should play it. So, fully expect us to play that at some point as a group. Because normal full like factory automation games, I think would lose one or two of the members. They're just too chunky. I know Evac and I, like, live for that stuff. Yeah, there's an amount underwater, too. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff hanging out in the water. I'm glad I did a double check. Anything else around here? I think I saw one, maybe two more. And not much else. Really looking forward to Riftbreaker World Expansion 4. Oh, they're doing more. I mean, I guess go figure they'd be doing more. But yeah, I very much want to play a chunky playthrough of Riftbreaker. Gotta play on brutal difficulty, otherwise it's too easy. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. I could see us at least playing it on a slightly harder difficulty. Yeah, that was profitable. I didn't even have to think about mining for uranium for a while as a result of that. Speaking of mining, we should probably clear this out and then the other one when we get the chance. Okay. I need aluminium. Go back to this. Cobalt and silicon. We might have to give up on making too many of these, but... might as well make as much super alloy as I possibly can, considering how much random junk I have. Okay, do we think that's good enough? Yeah, I think so. This just lets me clear out some of this massive quantity of aluminum that I have as well. Ooh, Mars One Logistics is another good yeah! I want to convince the Wholesome Sunday crew to play that, but... I think that one might be a little harder of a sell. Oh, this is why I have so much cobalt sitting around. Good to know. It was the solar panels. I just want to get rid of the old solar panels because they're not really that good of power anymore. And they're kind of in the way. I should do another video on Mars First Logistics. I thought it was actually really neat. Okay, some more titanium. Let's just snag all this stuff and move it over. A silicon. Do I have another? I probably shouldn't use up all of my silicon. Nope, actually we're completely out of silicon. Yeah, I don't need that many super alloys, especially because I want to make a super alloy rod at some point. Okay, speaking of, I should remember to actually grab the tree bark out of this regularly because we're going to need at least some of that. So biomass. Oh, we should make the plant rocket. Let's see, beehive we haven't messed with any of the other ones. But yeah, let's figure out what the plant rocket needs. Interior stairs. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, plant rocket. Needs, well, good, we got the tree bark. So, lerma seed and some fertilizer. Okay, so I need algae, sulfur. And we got the T4 drill. Okay, let's just move all this over. What do I need for a T4 drill? Ooh. Okay, I think I might wait until we get a little bit more osmium. Because all we've done for osmium is we went into that one cave, said good enough, or looted that cave for all it was worth, said good enough, and then have not been back. Why are these closer to the surface? Don't do that. You're gonna confuse me. It is impressive how effective a single T2 algae generator is, though. That's a whole inventory of algae right there. Hope last caretaker adds some more automation. Ooh, yeah. I gotta go back to that. Maybe after we've had our fill of Planet Crafter, I will look into playing some more Last Caretaker. Unfortunately, it did like super bad on YouTube. I was actually kind of taken aback by that. But that might also be just like bad timing, poor thumbnail, or I know the answer. It's because I uploaded a video simultaneously with Splattercat. I should learn from that. I love Splat. He is such a good guy, but if he releases a video the same day as me, that video is toast. Let's see, was that the waking up and society is gone? Yeah, and you're a robot, and you're going around... I think you're eventually supposed to be... Or actually, do we want to make... Get another one of those. Grab 2 more. So even if the video releases is a different game? No. It's if we release the same, like, a video on the same game, his wins hands down. I think I've only managed to, like... I think I've only managed to beat him in metrics, like, twice. It's very rare. Oh, please tell me I actually... Okay, good. We have a couple of these. I need 4 of them. 2 rods. And some super alloy. We might not actually have enough uranium for this, which is kind of funny considering what I've done, but that's okay. Oh, now I need to go back here and pick the recipe again. Oh, no, we're good. It just requires super alloy. Because, yeah, a pair of plant rockets is going to be real nice. Because I think that's our big limiting factor. I mean, there's a lot of big limiting factors, but I think that's one of our bigger ones. Go forth. I'm not entirely sure what the premise of me putting a pair of vines in those and sending them off does. Oh, there's just a particulate. I thought somebody had let loose a balloon. If it helps, I always watch yours first. Yeah, and it's like, I don't begrudge this at all. And also, thank you. Oh. What kind of asteroids do we get out of this, actually? Oh, no, we don't get anything. It just gets stanky. That makes sense. Okay. So, plants 18.4, plants 46, but that's too expensive. Yeah, I guess I have enough fertilizer to make another one of these. Oh, but do I have enough bioplastics? No. I don't think so. Okay. Honest question, where do we get mushrooms from? Is that something I have to plant? It probably is. Well, I think at this point, I've done a massive amount of progress in terms of getting terraforming going and, like, resource acquisition. I think the next order of business is probably to hop in a car and go find some locations. Yeah. Oh, there's the T2 flower spreader. Oh boy, beehive's gonna be pricey. So what does the T2 flower spreader require? Actually, not that much more than you would expect. Yeah, the main problem is I'm going to need a little bit more fertilizer, which means need more eggplant, but I've harvested all of my eggplants. Okay, I guess let's just leave the fertilizer here for the time being. Let's take the car out. What stage are we on? Early grass? Where things are starting to turn kind of green. I will say, if we're going back to the whole, like, favorite aspects of this game thing, I do actually really appreciate how much you visibly impact the world in this game. From, you know, getting water and rain and blue skies, actually. Or at least bluer skies. Early moss, okay. And like the structures you build and, you know, honestly just turning the wasteland green. All of that actually feels extremely satisfying and frankly gratifying in a way that a lot of other games don't capture. I still wish there were more mega structures I could build. Rather than even a car, I really truly wish this game had trains. Like I legitimately wish I could put together a bunch of like monorail segments or train segments and send resources back and forth along them. I know eventually we get drones that do the same thing, but big train logistics networks are catnip for me. I adore that kind of thing. And do kind of wish that this had that. Drones just aren't as cool. I am very train pilled, and have been since I was in college. My college was on a single train line to my parents' house, more or less. You know, obviously I had to take a little bit of a trip to and from. the station, but it was very easy to get into and out of both like both downtowns. Ooh. To be able to get to the train to get to college, so I wouldn't have to drive. And it was so nice. It was a long ride. I think it was like 10 hours for a 6-hour, what would normally be a 6.5-hour car drive. But like, still, 10 hours on the train is awesome. You can just sit there with your laptop open playing Saints Row or something. I played through all of Kingdom Hearts 1 year. 1 and 2, just driving back and, or driving, going to and from college on the train. And like, it was really nice. I loved it. And so I've always been like, big into any game that has train logistics, especially because also in college I got hooked on OpenTTD for a while, and really enjoyed, you know, playing that game as well. Let's see. And so drones are nice, but I think the issue I have with drones is that all you were doing with a drone is you were saying, start here, go here, possibly return. There's no real feeling of like logistics or control or management. There's no building something you can see. The most you see is this little floaty thing going by. And that's it. This is going to sound extremely stupid, but even in real life, you hear about all of this like, oh, we're going to have like drones fly over your house and drop off Amazon packages right at your front doorstep or even in your backyard, so you won't have to worry about people stealing it. And like, for me, one, that's just terrifying from a privacy perspective, and a just not, ooh, is it raining? Or, well, no, it's just evil out, actually. I think it's supposed to be raining, but it just looks evil. But it's legitimately creepy, and I like don't trust tech companies not to completely, oops. I don't trust tech companies not to completely ruin, like ruin things. Yeah, I don't want drones flying out in my backyard while I'm just like out and about doing my own thing. I don't trust the companies not to also be like doing weird tracking data of like taking photos or videos of you as they go overhead and then selling it to who knows what. As stupid as it sounds, it would have been really cool if we had like I don't know, some kind of weird rail line thing instead that just like zooms a package to, nah, this is dumb, but like I'd much rather have a train line in my front yard that sends like little cargo containers to me and dumps it off in my house than ever having a drone. Pneumatic tubes, yeah. I mean, obviously that's insane nonsense, but like, you know what works better than a freaking weird Amazon drone flying over overhead? The mailman. Mailman works great. You don't need a drone, you just need a guy with the truck. Is it faster? No. Is it good enough? Yeah. Oh, this is actually where we get zeolite, isn't it? Ooh, they're purple now. Or something's purple here. Mail trams. I mean, oh no, this is pulsar. Well, that's not what I was expecting to find out here. This is where we get zeolite, though. I'll come back. Let's see, the guys with the trucks are mostly shit. I mean, okay, so there's a lot of reasons why mailmen don't work, and almost all of it can be pinned entirely on extremely poor management rather than the people themselves. I might be biased in this. I worked as a UPS delivery guy for exactly one fall back early on in the channel. I think it was actually like, was it the month I started streaming? Hey, what's up, Orbital? Orbital, isn't it like way past your bedtime? Go to bed, my buddy. What are you doing here? I guess this is like almost 1 o'clock. Maybe that's not that bad. But like almost all of our issues with like mail and transportation in the US at the very least is entirely because our postal service is entirely like hamstrung because private concerns want to monetize it better. We could actually have really good mail systems. We just... Corporate capture means no. Or says no at the very least. And like obviously there's more layers to it, but like working for UPS for just one fall actually was kind of eye-opening on how efficient they are and generally effective. The main problem is the job itself doesn't require much education, just some on-site training, which is good, but it very much attracts people who like intentionally didn't feel like getting through the end of school. I wouldn't say that school is necessarily a good filtering system, but you definitely did have a number of people that were trying to become UPS drivers because they were chronically underachievers, and the money is actually quite good with that kind of thing, with like being in UPS at the very least. I don't know about USPS, and I don't know about this is more osmium. We might want to put a mine out here at some point. I'm gonna leave that. I don't have enough inventory space. But so we definitely had a couple of people in the union that I wasn't allowed to join as like just as a temp hire, but I heard about them that were like actually terrible, like the throw your package at the door kind of thing. But almost all of them were people that had ingratiated themselves with upper management and wouldn't get fired no matter how bad they were. But you get that anywhere, and you're going to get that regardless of whether or not they're drones dropping stuff at your door or not. In fact, drones are going to get packages dropped in your pool, and somebody's going to say, whoopsie, you know, the robot said that was a fine parking spot or landing spot for your package, and we don't see your pool on the camera. It's not our fault. I also just really do not trust tech companies not to do like the worst thing whenever given the option. Reading about people, specifically health insurance companies in the US starting to use generative AI to process health insurance claims and then just like rejecting massive quantities of them thoughtlessly. Oh, I forget who I was reading, but there was something where the AI had specifically said, no, you don't have this. Oh, it was like, you don't have cancer. You have like a broken leg. And they couldn't go back and change the machine to adjust to the fact that the person has a completely different disease. Therefore could not process their insurance claim, which meant they couldn't go see the doctor or get surgery for whatever this issue was. I'm paraphrasing it horribly, but it was one of those where like the AI was hallucinating them having a completely different malady, and then was so inflexible that they could not manually go in and change it. Okay, let's actually pop back in and grab just a little bit more. There we go. The UPS was solvent until they had to start prepaying pensions 50 years in advance, which is, of course, also insane, but it makes sense if you think of it from the perspective of how do you get a public service to destroy itself? Just look at our current insurance price hikes. I used to be quieter about this kind of thing. I'm not going to be as quiet anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just, if it comes up in conversation, I'm gonna talk about it. Feels like pre-2016, it was kind of easy to be politics free or at least agnostic and not bring it up. Nowadays, it's like, I can't talk about anything without somebody being mad about it. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to accept that I'm going to talk about these things. Not incessantly, but boy, if it comes up, I'm bringing it up. Let's see. We actually got some zeolite there. I was not expecting to get some more. Really do wish this had an unloading dock, though. That would solve a lot of my problems. But at least we can park in front of the door. Just imagine if there's like a little pad that you could park the car on and it would just like hoover out the pieces and distribute to the chests. That's the one bit of automation that this game truly needs, in my opinion. Also wish you could kind of manually change the sorting conditions. I think it currently just sorts things alphabetically, which I don't want to say feels bad, but I much prefer it if it's sorted based on rarity, if anything. We might as well actually sort this. Wow, that's a lot of osmium. That solves some problems. Yeah, abiotic factor, auto deposit pad, my beloved. Oh yeah, that thing was incredibly good. Okay, we actually have more sulfur than we know what to do with, which is good, actually. Just gonna drop it off there. We might want to take some iron up. Oh, other question, eggplants? Eggplant done. Yeah, we should routinely come through and at least grab the eggplants. Not ready yet is 99%. Okay. Let's throw that in there. Y can have the pulsar quartz. This had osmium, but I guess Y is going to have to take the osmium too. Aluminum 1. Grabs these. Super alloy. Pulsar quartz. Let's take the iridium back. There we go. Do I want to throw the zeolite in there? Not overwhelmingly. We are running into inventory issues otherwise. Okay. Eggplant. Eggplant. Egg not ready at 95%. That's fine. Okay. Almost good enough. And I'll leave a bit of water here. Well, that was effective. I think... Let's go over here. Because I want the vehicle speed increase. We actually need 2 of them. So 4 zeolite, 2 rocket engines, and some explosive powder. Snag those. Oh, I took all my bottles of water out. Oops. Well, it's fine. We can actually grab more. Okay. Osmium bioplastic. We can take the explosive powder out. We'll grab the pulsar quartz. Move it all the way down here. I don't even know what pulsar quartz is used for. Okay, I put the zeolite in here. We need 4 of it, which is all that I have, but that's fine. And then I had some rocket engine. I had a rocket engine. We need to make 1 more. So iridium rod and a super alloy. And then I have the explosive powder. Cool. We can now make my car considerably faster, which will be nice. And then I think we're going to call it here, because I'm having a good time, but I'm also having a hungry time, and I did say that I was only going to stream for about 3 hours, and I'm a little bit over that. Not overwhelmingly so. I think I'm going to be keeping most of my streams to about 3 hours. How much of a speed increase is that? 200%? Oh no. That thing already drives stupid. I can't imagine what that's going to be like. What other upgrades do I have? Beacon? Nah. Yeah, so apart from getting the obsidian for the equipment increase, there's not much I can do on that one. Unless you can stack those chips, which I don't know if you can. I really wish there was a food that specifically made it so you go faster. Or, sorry, not Well, I mean, yeah, I do actually wish food gave you stat boost, but no. I wish there was a food that gave you hydration so I didn't have to keep drinking water. I want the melons from Subnautica. You checked out mods for this game? No, I haven't. I think I might do that for the next one. Maybe. This thing is so freaking zippy now. It feels good. Let's go back and empty out the setup for this. Yeah, soup for abiotic. Oh man, the soup was so good. Yeah, we can just bring all this with me. Yeah, or a barrel of water. Yeah. Gotta get my strength training in, or something. Oh, right, I was actually... Let's go back to where we found that zeolite. Damn, the speed upgrade on this really does make a difference. It does also cause serious problems with how this game handles atmospheric fog, because like half the time I can see what I'm doing, half the time I can't, and I don't spend a whole lot of time. Oh, this thing needs jump jet thrusters or something. Hopefully there's like a plane. I don't know if I should be doing this, or at least driving around that much. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to do before I stop might actually be worth getting just enough iron and titanium to build a micro base out here. But yeah, there was a blue box here that was going to bug me if I forgot about it. There we go. This is the one thing I will go out of my way for, I think. A little bit of iron. Oh, like a gold fleck on the ground. There we go. They made plane models, but I haven't seen any planes in the game yet. All right. Let's see. Where do I want to put it? Here? Yeah, let's put it here. And it can be somewhat in the air. Perfect. So the only other thing I do is maybe get a little bit of iron and fill this. Oh, mushroom seeds. Yes, we need those. But it's fine. Okay, we will save. But yeah, I haven't seen planes in the game. Honestly, I don't know if it actually needs them. It would just be kind of nice for some of the terrain. There's a piece of zeolite. I should pick that up. All right. Well, one way or another, we've made massive amounts of progress. We're still a fair ways off of real major foundational changes on this planet. And obviously, we've got the whole alien civilization mystery to potentially look into. Plus all the crashed ships that crashed for some reason. We'll work on solving that later. For now, thank you all so much for watching tonight. This is a lot of fun. I'll see you next time.